It is July 7th, 2025, and it is the City Commission meeting. Could we have the roll call, please?
Smith.
Here.
Clute.
Here.
Craig.
Here.
Harvey.
Here.
Mayor Robish.
Present. Please join me for the allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. On the agenda tonight, we do need to add 8.1 under departmental items, capital asset for the dispatch. So I have that addition. Anybody else have anything else?
Motion to approve with the addition.
Second?
Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Craig.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to public forum. Public forum is limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per person. Please state your name and address for the record. Is there anyone here in the public that has anything for public forum? Seeing none, does the commission have any? Okay.
Nice job on the dusting off Dakota.
Yeah, it was a good idea, Commissioner Smith. It's very, very encouraging to see the crowd there especially for the heat. And that heat just caused a lot of buzz downtown, and boy, it was a great night.
Yeah.
It was a great night. Thank you, everybody, for coming and partaking there, so.
Yeah. I just want to express, if I may, Mayor,
Yeah, of
express
course.
appreciation to the committee that worked on it, as well as our staff, city staff that worked on it, and all the community at large that helped in the project,
Yes, sir.
and the state of South Dakota.
Yeah, they were there a little bit.
So.
All right, consent agenda. Matters appearing on the consent agenda are expected to be non-controversial and will be acted upon by the commission at one time without discussion unless a member of the commission requests an opportunity to address any given items. Items removed from the consent agenda will be discussed at the beginning of the formal items. And we have on our consent agenda tonight 4.1 minutes of June 30th, 2025. 4.2 fuel quotes for city departments. 4.3 consider raffle permit Chase the Ace at the scoreboard. Request submitted by Huron Hockey Association starting July 21st, 2025. And 4.4 personnel items, approve the voluntary retirement of Bruce Hartley in the water sewer treatment department effective August 22nd, 2025. And I want to thank Bruce for his years of service in that department. He's been 19 plus years in that department, and he's done a great job for us. Number 2 is post internally for that position for a water sewer treatment 3 position per the Ask Me bargaining contract, Article 10. Number 3, seasonal hiring of Carol Cheddar as a Memorial Golf Pro Shop attendant. And 4.5, payment of the bills.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Craig.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to bid quote items, 5.1, consider request bid to authorize addendums as deeded necessary by the city engineer and set the bid opening for 2 p.m. on July 29, 2025 for project number 2025-19, live floor trailer for solid waste department. Assistant Engineer Dennis Bennett is with us tonight.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. This is just to upgrade our fleet of trailers that hauls our stuff to the dump into Sioux Falls for recycling. This will replace the oldest trailer in our system. We have $130,000 budgeted for it. I'm asking for approval to go to bid.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Any questions for Mr. Bennett, or I see we have Dale Fortin here, our solid waste superintendent too, or for Commissioner Clute? Okay, let's do roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to 5.2, consider pay request number 11 from BX Civil Construction Incorporated for Dakota Avenue improvements for the bid number 2024-01 in the amount of $611,850.97. Further explanation there, Mr. Bennett?
Not really, it's just a progress payment on that, so recommend approval.
Okay.
Move to approve. Second.
Any questions for Dennis? How many have we done so far? I mean,
This is payment 11, so this, and a lot of this has been done in conjunction with DOT. So
Sure.
but this puts us about 75%.
75, okay. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to 5.3, consider authorization to proceed with the public drop-off recycling containers as part of a 2024 approved solid waste budget in conjunction with the state grant program to purchase 7 recycling containers for a cost of $75,435. Granting funding will cover 30% of the project cost. Commissioner Clute, do you want to add in on this, or do you want to bring up Mr. Fortin?
Well, Mr. Fortin can certainly come up, but I've spent several days off and on since my term as commissioner has begun out at Solid Waste, and it is really exciting and interesting, and the progress going on, the updates. I'm just really excited to be the commissioner for Solid Waste in Dale. I think this is great. It's been in the works for a number of years, so you can explain it more.
These containers are gonna be in the community drop-off areas where they're gonna be. So all the ones that you see around town for the community, the library, the ones here that are for the single stream, those will be taken out. There'll be one drop-off site out there. We'll shuffle through those. We're gonna add the big cardboard ones also, so that people can go in and put the cardboard in also. We're expecting that part of the project with the kiosks, so the driver's license in town can be utilized. And that way, people living in town will be able to drop their materials off free of charge. If you live outside of town, you can come in and you can use that, but you're gonna pay the minimum fee just to get rid of the material if you want, choose to use that. So, we're within the budget, and they kind of expanded that we went one more container on the cardboard since that's really picked up again. So we're hoping to have them containers out there and filled as soon as the kiosk gets in.
Okay.
I'd just like to add that we are working on some strong educational efforts for the community to inform them. The recycling program has changed over the years, and Dale will be doing a chamber chat out at Solid Waste. We put an article in the chamber newsletter that went out today electronically, and we're really working hard to let the community know of those changes and options that are available for recycling, and how it makes the cost less if we can do that. So we're looking forward to informing everybody of those changes.
Okay. I guess I would like to add one thing, and I don't want to get too far off the beaten path here, but as far as your, the kiosk that you're talking about, just so we don't scare people away from bringing out their waste or whatever.
Yard waste.
Yard waste
material,
and everything.
Branches.
Can you explain a little bit how that's going to take place? We don't know when yet, but,
We've been kind of promising this month, the kiosk should be here and then installed. And all that goes along with the programming that we've been working for the new updates on the scale also. So any individual that lives in town, come through, they'll scan their driver's license, it reads the barcode on the back, matches it to an address in town. We've already sent and got all those addresses in that database right now. If there's one that a house gets developed in a new area or something, we just add it. So we have that capability. If it doesn't show up in there when you pull up and you put your driver's license in there, you may have to stop by during our operational hours and talk to us. If it doesn't let you in free, then it requires you to either have an account, charge account with us, that has a barcode also. So some of the tree trimmers and the lawn care individuals that are doing that type of work will have to pay a minimum charge, and it's a convenience charge, so that way we can keep that area up when they're dumping their materials also. And most of them that I've talked to don't have a problem having that available for them on weekends and after hours when we're not there. They come in during our regular hours, we'll have them dump in the spots, so we don't have to transport that material. So I think overall, it's gonna be a good situation for about everybody being able to, and we'll also be able to find those people that are coming in with contamination. So like on weekends, that sometimes gets to be a runaway, and this way we'll know who they are with the camera systems, and also by them putting their driver's license in.
So those arms that are out there now going into the yard waste deal, they will be operational
Right.
shortly.
Right.
Don't be scared away, and
Right.
all you do is stick your driver's license in, and,
I'm sure we'll be out there for
Yep.
weeks,
yep,
working with people pulling up there and showing them how it works, is what our plans are.
sure.
So once we get that activated, and then after hours, we may put the arms up and let people come in and out. We'll still have the camera systems, but that way, we don't have to worry about somebody being, scared away because it wasn't open.
Yeah.
Or calls.
Yeah.
So after a couple of weeks, we plan on it being fully operational with customers coming in and understanding how it works. And the same thing's gonna happen at scale. So every individual coming in that lives in town to get that free access is gonna have the same thing happen when they pull in driver's license. We scan the address, they just go on through. We've had a lot of compliments about how now they don't have to come back and re-weigh because of those bins that we have over there. So they pull over the scale. If it's a utility bill, they go right to the bins, do the sorting, and then out the gate they go. They don't have to re-weigh back through the whole process. And it's been working good.
That's good. It's more of an automated system, and it's a big improvement, but we just want to make sure people don't not come out there because they think they're gonna get charged or whatever, so
Yeah.
it'll make it easier cleanup, actually, so.
And some people will be charged that,
Yeah,
just pay
yeah.
their fair share is what will happen, so.
We just don't want to, yeah.
We can address that at the chamber chat too.
Absolutely.
That's July 30th, so if that's in place, be perfect
Yeah,
timing.
There you go.
And then we
Okay.
just all have to share.
Just for a reminder on that, I mean, it is, the city of Huron residents pay for that facility through their garbage fees and their taxes. And so, city of Huron residents should be the ones that are able to utilize that facility. If other folks want to use it, we would love to continue to support that. But because they have not paid in towards their share, we would just ask them to contribute. So
Yep.
I think in general, in the end, Dale alluded to, a lot of things will be better. There'll be after-hours support, it'll be streamlined and automated, to your point, Mr. Mayor. So
Yeah.
once we get through change is always hard, but once
Yep.
we get through that, I think in the end, as Dale mentioned, it's easier to scale in and dump stuff now. We have more room to unload if you're bringing a load in that you need to dump. And now we'll have, after-hours service available, so you won't have that issue of, oh shoot, I have something and I'm 15 minutes after they closed, you'll be able to go out and
Yep.
do that. So there will be, sometimes it's easy on stuff like this to focus on what's gonna be negative or what's gonna be different, but reminder, there will be a lot of really great positives that will come for folks out of this deal.
You bet. Thank you, Dale. Thank you for everything. Let's see, where are we at here? We have a motion and a second, and let's do.
I need a motion.
we
I'm
need-
so moved.
Okay,
Second.
we have a motion and a second now. Any other comments? Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Craig.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to petitions and communications, and 6.1 tonight, we have a semi-annual update from the Huron Senior Center. And we have with us tonight the director, Megan Ogle. So, welcome.
Mayor, Commissioners, good evening.
Some updates for all of you, if some of you have maybe heard, there's some funding cuts that are happening, so we've had to make some provisions to our Meals on Wheels program. With that being, we're only reimbursed from the state of South Dakota now for meals served Monday through Friday, and every participant is required to fill out what they call a NAPIS form. It collects demographic information, it has a malnutrition assessment on it, along with just a regular nutrition screening for participants. That is a requirement now under the Older American Act, which is federal. So we had to send out notices, we had to give a deadline, so as of June 4th, any individual that did not return that form or call and ask for assistance no longer received meals in our community, which is quite a cut. We have still been reaching out, so we've been spreading the word through like Huron Coalition on Aging, through the home health, just if there's individuals out there to please call the center. We can do the forms over the phone and we can help individuals. We understand sometimes they can't fill out. So that was one of the changes. And then with that, we have a lot of individuals that needed meals to help them get by through the weekend. Those are no longer covered under the program, and it is a charge of $5. That's still only about half of the cost for a meal. We're trying to still keep it reasonable. Until we officially know exactly what funding cuts will for sure be, we're just keeping it at the $5. We might have to raise it to the full cost, which is $7.50. So anyone that needed a meal for weekends or 2 meals a day to supplement for supper, they had to call in and set up payment plans, which can be by check, cash, or we do accept EBT SNAP benefits for those. We are looking, and we do have it ordered for Square, so we are going to start accepting cards at the senior center to help along with these. A lot of people have credit, and they have asked, so we are working to get that set up to where we can accept those cards. Other updates within the building, we're looking at our apartments and updating our heating and cooling system. So we had a lot of individuals, Bernison, M&M Plumbing, come in through our building, look at our boiler system. And we're looking at putting mini splitters in the apartments to help with the heating and cooling. Just because it's been advised with our building being so old, updating to a new boiler system would be like a total remodel. So unfortunately, it's very expensive and we can't go that route. And with that would be, we would pull all of the AC units that are there, and after it gets completed, the plan is to put them on surplus and auction them off. As most of them are brand new, we would board up the spots, and that's where the mini splitter would be mounted in the apartments, and then we would pull source from where the AC is now for a power source for that. Quite a spendy project that is going to happen, so we are looking for grants out there. Got some great board members that are really putting in some work on that, and we're hoping to utilize that to go towards the cost, but it is a need that our building needs, along with updating some piping as we go through and putting like shut-off valves that aren't on any of the pipes in our buildings. Those were some of the main updates. We still see membership going up. We haven't seen any decline on individuals coming inside to eat for the nutrition program. We have lots of activities that are coming up, with our first nighttime bingo happening on July 17th. And at that time, we'll also be doing a fundraiser for Jamie Katner. So if you guys are in the area, come on out. Does anyone have any questions for me?
Have you done your fishing deal yet?
We did do the fishing for seniors. We did that on June 17th, and it was good. We had about the same amount of people as last year, but they were catching fish like crazy this year, so it worked out with the amount of volunteers that we had. I swear it was like left and right, fish, but we all had a great time. Independent Health Solutions and Angel House of Huron did sponsor the event this year, so we were able to get some more door prizes for the individuals, and they're excited for next year. We are looking at maybe changing the name next year to hopefully draw some people in, because the goal of it isn't just for elderly individuals, it's actually for people 50 and above, because you can become a member of the senior center at 50. So we're talking about maybe just a free fishing day to pull in some of those individuals to that maybe can't afford a fishing license and would like to come out, they would fall under that. So we are looking at rebranding that event next year. But yeah, it was a good time.
Pretty
Come
awesome.
on next year, Brian.
I'm not old enough.
You know, that's what everybody says, but you are. You are. Before you know it, you're really gonna be calling me.
Walked right in.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I was gonna ask you a question, but I'm a little scared.
Yeah.
You know, no.
When you talked about the forms and that, do you know like what your numbers are? How many meals folks are not getting delivered now compared to before that? I mean.
I wanna say probably about 75 to 80 individuals. So when we're making about 300 meals a day, that cuts it out almost 100. It's quite a few in our community. And that doesn't, that kind of excludes now, there are some people that maybe got 2 meals a day because their neighbor really didn't want to call and sign up for the program, so they got 2 meals and really they had lunch together. So individuals out there that we really didn't know we were serving are actually still going without 2 because people aren't able to get those extra meals unless they are paying for them.
I know at the meeting you mentioned how much your staff has really picked up and made individual phone calls to those
Yes.
people who haven't turned their forms in. And you're
Yes.
really working hard to reach out to those individuals, to even go to their home and help them fill them out.
Yes.
I really was impressed with how your staff has come together to help those people.
They have. If you see our Meals on Wheels coordinator, Brittany Pfeiffer, please just thank her. She has been working really, really hard to reach out to these people. As I cover a lot of different areas, and that is her sole area, and she's been picking up that slack. Also, we just don't serve the Huron community, so Brittany is solely in charge of Huron, but as we're making these changes, we also have to make changes at our Woonsocket location, Hitchcock, Woolsey, and Highmore. So there's a lot of sites that we have to reach out to. With some of these changes, I did mention we are going to electronic data collecting, so everybody, we're in the process of it, but they will have a card that looks like a library card. And when they come into the center for like a congregate meal, they're going to scan that card. They can also take this card and go to any nutrition site within the state of South Dakota and scan their card. So if they have a doctor's appointment in Sioux Falls, they can still utilize then the nutrition program in different places. This will also help collect accurate data for that it needs to be sent over to the federal government for our funding, along with helping with duplicating individuals as they do travel to other nutrition sites. Now, as we come into this, it requires Wi-Fi. So there are some sites that now we are having, like in Highmore, a little remote area, Woonsocket, Hitchcock, they ran out of cafes, so trying to come up with ideas, plans, and then fitting that now into our budget to add. We don't have to set up internet over in those locations. And the state does provide us with 2 tablets to give to our sites, but after that, if we decide we'll need more electronics, we have to purchase them from the state of South Dakota. So there are a few things that they're still unknown, but are looking to be factors that will have to go into our budget and will cost us some money with these changes as well. A lot of things.
Very, very good.
Any other questions?
Anybody got anything else for Megan?
Thank you.
Thank you
All right,
for
thank
coming.
you guys.
Thanks, Megan.
Thanks, Megan.
Moving on to 6.2, consider the approval of the hold harmless agreement between the Huron Public Library and the Woolsey-Wessington School District for placement of a mailbox and a book return box on the sidewalk outside the Woolsey-Wessington School, and authorize the mayor to sign. And we discussed this here 2 or 3 weeks ago, Angela, maybe, and it's just a book return through the library for the Woolsey-Wessington School District. Angela, Bailey, would you like to come up and just highlight everything that I missed?
So the book return will be for not only the school, but for anyone in the community. So
Okay.
if they're traveling this or to Woolsey from Woonsocket, they wouldn't have to drive all the way to Huron to return.
Okay.
And then we'll be delivering books to the mailbox for patrons that don't get here as often. So
Okay.
that's the plan.
Okay. And the one change on this was they're going to put it up instead of us going over to do it, correct?
No, we'll
I
do
thought
it.
they decided they could do that.
No,
Oh,
they have too many summer projects, they would prefer that we do it.
oh, okay. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. They're ready to go
But
whenever.
they will accept the liability, so
Yes.
that was our concern.
We had Gary Blue's office draft the hold harmless agreement, so that's, and Angela sent that to superintendent, he signed it, we're
Yep.
ready to roll.
Okay. Okay, thank you for the clarification. Any, let's see. yeah,
Approve and authorize the mayor to sign.
Second?
Anything else? Thank you, Angela. Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to departmental items, we added this capital asset deal to our agenda, and this is for recorder in the dispatch office, and I see he's already here, but Chief Derek Blair, would you explain that?
All right, thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. So for the 2025 budget year, our dispatch center received, they were granted money through capital assets for the amount of $70,964. That money was for a radio upgrade to be performed in 2025. That was the estimate provided. That radio upgrade only ended up costing us $42,734.97, leaving a little over $28,000 in unused money in that capital asset request. Based upon that, our dispatch supervisor is requesting permission to purchase a new call recording system. So the current one in use was purchased in 2018, it's about 7 years old. Having some issues with both parts for the hardware, and then we're having issues with the software. My understanding is our new Windows 11 upgrade and this system are not working well together. So it's recording intermittently, so we're not recording every call as we should be. It sounds like it's kind of a hit and miss. When it wants to communicate or work well, it's working fine. When it doesn't want to, we have to have two-way solutions out of Sioux Falls come fix that. So that was the request made. So I'll answer any questions I can.
Okay, and the capital asset did discuss this, I guess, and so recommended that, so.
Move to approve the request.
Second.
Any questions for the chief, or yes, Commissioner Smith?
Thank you. Derek, does the state get involved in any of this with it being a 911?
So they don't,
Dispatch.
as far as the call recorder. I believe some of, and Chad can probably correct me if I'm wrong, I believe some of the radio upgrades are covered through the state. We pay a portion of that, is that correct? Depending on what the upgrade is and whether it's something.
I believe so. Well,
Yeah.
The other thing we do get is by being a regional PSAP for other agencies, we do collect the PSAP money given to that, whether it be a county. So for example,
Yeah.
like Washington Springs,
Yeah.
help me out, Gerald County.
Yeah,
Their PSAP money comes to us instead of Gerald County. So we do get money for equipment, it's just not always enough for everything we have.
Sure. Yeah.
So we do still have capital asset requests.
okay.
Thank you.
How long before that would be set up and running?
I don't know the answer to that. I know that we were kind of talking about it this morning in my office, and I think it's one of those things, the sooner we order, the better. Like any computer equipment, it seems like if we wait, it's on, gets pushed back, and then usually the expense goes up. So, sounds like this price is current. If we have to wait, I'm assuming it would probably go up. I don't know how much, but with most of the stuff we deal with annually, at least there's an increase, so.
It's a heck of a deal you got on those radios.
I don't know
I'm
how
always
she gets-
impressed.
There was grant money.
I don't know how
Yeah.
she gets that kind of deal. I never get that.
Kind of like your shopping,
The
Dennis.
best kind of capital asset request where we can spend extra and still be in your budget.
Yeah. Did you have something, a question too, Commissioner Blair? No? Okay, thank you, Derek.
Thank you.
Do you have a motion? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Okay, that's a bad radio there.
Yeah.
We're gonna